The driver. Maybe the most emotional golf club in the bag for most golfers. And there's a huge amount of information out there about what you need to do. But today's video is going to be the only lesson you'll ever need on how to hit driver perfectly. So like I said in the introduction, hopefully this is the only lesson you'll ever need to hit the driver like the best players in the world. Now, having said that, I can't promise I'm going to get you hitting the ball the distances they do because I can't make you swing the club at the speeds they do. But I can let you know the little secrets that set up and how you deliver the golf club to help you hit the ball further and straighter than ever before with driver. So what you'll notice when the best players in the world, and particularly the longest drivers in the world, they'll get set up, they look nice and athletic over the golf ball, and when they swing, you'll generally see a nice high shot, and we can see there I've swung the club slightly from the inside. I've got my low point 6.7 inches behind, so the club's actually moved up 4.6 degrees. I've carried the ball 270 yards and it's rolled out 294 yards. Now I know what you're thinking, some of the best players in the world might be devastated how short that is. But for me, that's about optimizing what I can do. So if we want to hit driver as well as we can, we'd like to get the club traveling up through impact. That's going to help us launch the ball high, keep a little bit of backspin off. So what we would like to see at address initially is that once you tee the ball up, tee it high. So I will use the castle tees, the orange tee, nice and high, so that when the club sits behind the ball, there's almost a full golf ball above the club head. I know a lot of people talk about half the ball, but the majority of golfers I see that struggle with driver really tee the ball down because they're worried about hitting it off the top of the club, popping it up in the air and it going nowhere. So what they'll do is they'll tee it lower and lower and lower, and what that encourages is for them to hit down more and more, which would be awesome if the golf ball was on the floor and you were hitting any other club in the bag. But driver's like a different beast. You know, the ball's up in the air, we want to hit up on the ball and really maximize those distances. So tee it nice and high. Then we want to make sure that if that low point's behind the golf ball, we don't need to be changing too much in our golf swing. So we're going to move that ball further forward. So for me, probably left armpit. And you want to feel that at address, we get a little bit more spine tilt than normal. So as you put your lower hand on the club, you'll always create a little bit of tilt because your trail shoulder is lower than your lead shoulder. But if you want to create a little bit more, just bump those hips slightly towards the target. You can see I've got that little bit more spine tilt, and then we're looking to retain as much of that as we can through impact. And if you're getting into more of that position through impact, the club's going to travel up and you're going to launch the ball high. Now, that sounds fantastic, doesn't it? It sounds so simple. But the one little problem you could have, and I get a lot of people feedback about this, they say, yes, I've teed it higher. Yes, I've hit up on the golf ball. But the more I do it, the more I slice that. And the reason for that is as the club's traveling up through impact, the club actually starts moving more left, so more out to in. So the more you hit up, the more out to in the path. And then if that club face is slightly open to that, we're going to start seeing more and more shape. So we also then need to change the direction we swing the club. So what we need to feel is that we swing as much from the inside as possible. And the more up you hit and the further back your low point, actually the more to the right and from the inside you need to swing. And if there's one key thing you can really take from this video, it's definitely that. Even if you don't feel that you're really managing to maximize hitting up, if you can swing more from the inside, that's definitely going to help. And if you just watch as I set up here, if I were to swing fairly straight, don't know whether you can see that, but I'd actually be bottoming out just behind the golf ball. Now, if I swung more out to in, we can see my low point moves ahead of the golf ball. If I swing more from the inside, we can see I'm suddenly touching the ground probably about a foot behind the ball. So yes, you want to get that low point behind, but actually swinging more from the inside moves that low point further back. So it's nice. You know, we can tie a few things in there without having to work on it too much. So what I would say is, because you're probably changing a few things with this lesson, I want you to just maybe hit a couple to begin with, not at full speed, just so you can get that little bit of awareness. As a coach, I absolutely want you, with driver, to get to that point where you can swing as fast as you can. I don't believe that swinging quick means you lose control. I think most golfers don't practice swinging quickly, therefore they lose awareness. So if you need to take some speed out to begin with, that's absolutely fine. Strange as it sounds, swinging slower and delivering the club better, you actually might hit the ball further than normal anyway. So we're going to get that ball position further forward. I'm going to get that extra little bit of spine tilt, and I'm going to try and really swing from the inside as much as I can, take a little bit of speed out, and let's get some feedback how well I've done that. So there we go. Felt I took a lot of speed out. I've swung 2.6 degrees from the inside. Now I've actually swung much more from the inside there, but because my low point's 8.1 inches behind, I've hit up nearly 6 degrees. So I've actually swung much more to the right, and the path is still from the inside, which is great. Slight toe strike shows the open face, but even taking a lot of speed out there, I've still hit that 245 yards carry and 273 total. Now, if you watch my videos, you're probably saying, maybe you should just swing like that with driver all the time. So let's have one more, just nice and smooth, making sure that that setup's good, ball forward, little bit of spine tilt, swing from the inside. Again, we can see there, very, very slightly from the inside, 1 degree, 9.1 inches behind, 6.6 degrees up, 246 carry, and 272 total. So like I said, you've taken a bit of speed out, you've got that awareness, we're setting up well now, we're swinging from the inside and really delivering the club like the best players in the world, certainly those long drive guys, getting the ball in play and maximising our distance for the speed we're swinging at. But, let's be honest, nobody wants to go out and swing at 70%. So, now let's go at it, full speed, get that set up, focus on the movement again, put the speed in, and let's see if we can get to that magic 300 yards. So it's a solid one. Can see I don't get quite as far behind when I go a little bit quicker, but from the inside, 3 degrees up, 263 carry, 290 total. So I didn't get to the magic 300 yards, but if you can set up ball forward, extra bit of spine tilt, swing from the inside, honestly, you won't really need to work on much with driver ever again. So if you want to drive the ball like the best players in the world, key is getting set up correctly. Get that ball forward. That's going to encourage the club to travel up more at impact. Get that little bit of spine tilt, which is just going to emphasize that even more. But you have to be careful. If you're going to do those two things, that's definitely going to get the club working more left than normal. And that's where that horrible slicey one might sneak in. So then you've got to get swinging more and more from the inside. Swing from the inside, hit up, rip those drives, launch it high, spin it low. And like I said, that way you might not hit it as far as the best drivers of the world, but what you will do is you'll be delivering the club as efficiently as you can, like those guys, because some of the guys like Justin Thomas, they're not big guys. They're not, 15 stone, pure muscle, but he really gets every last inch out of those drives because he's super efficient. And I think every golfer can be better with driver than they currently are. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it, comment below. I'll get back to as many people as I can. There's another video just there that hopefully you're going to enjoy, help you with your game. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.